So Zach, you just watched the trailer for, or you just watched for the first time the trailer for Amazon's Lord of the Rings. What do you think?
Yeah.
Do you not like the camera? Or,
Oh, I'm sorry. I was there. Okay. I wasn't paying attention.
it's
um,
like he just doesn't want to, he just doesn't want me to see anything.
yeah,
Just see a name,
just a black
Zachary.
screen. Just a black screen.
Yeah.
I don't I don't I just don't get it right now because the thing is they're focusing on specific characters, mostly the ones you've seen before. But there's the nine rings for the men for man. Then there's what, six for the dwarves, three for the elves, and then one for the Dark Lord. So all you you didn't even get to see the humans really, which is confusing. And the hobbits, um, I would feel would not really be existent in
Hobbits
the lore
would
of
be,
this
well,
because
yeah, they wouldn't
because
like,
they stay to themselves and they
yeah. And
never
that was the
left the
whole reason
Shire.
for the
And
importance of the Hobbit
because
movie and Lord of the Rings, because that was the
yeah,
first time a
well, it's
Hobbit
not
got
just that.
involved.
It's not just that. When, if you pay attention, when the Hobbit left the home and he meets the elves are surprised because they're like, we haven't seen a Hobbit in an extremely long time.
Which would
Hobbits
defeat the
don't
purpose
leave.
of this show if they see a Hobbit
Yes,
again.
there are different clans of hobbits,
Oh yeah.
but they usually stay in their territories and they don't leave. And they're on the far outskirts of more of not Mordor. No,
Morbius.
yeah, no. Yeah. uh, they're on the far outskirts of really just the map in of itself.
Yeah, far
They don't,
outskirts. They live in the Shire, far outskirts of Middle Earth.
yeah, they live in the Shire, they live in like the dark forest
It's
or the
very
deep
secluded.
forest. Yeah, they don't they don't they live miles away from any sort of civilization,
Hmm.
because they just don't like it. So seeing a hobbit this early on, I understand why you need to see a hobbit because they're the main characters in both The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings. But it doesn't fit with anything that Tolkien wrote. It's completely contradicting that.
Yeah, not just any Hobbit
Um,
though. It's a female Hobbit,
yes.
so you know there's about
Uh,
to be some woke stuff in there.
well, I'm not surprised since pretty
Black
much all
dwarf,
the characters.
black elf. I think there
That
was a
wasn't.
black Hobbit
I
in the.
I don't think there was a black dwarf. I
Yeah, there
only
was
saw the black elf.
the black lady.
Was that supposed to be a dwarf? It didn't show a height scale. I saw the male dwarf, but I didn't. It showed only the face of the female.
I think that might
So
be
it
her
didn't give a
daughter.
height.
I think that might be his daughter too.
I have no idea.
I have
First
no
off,
idea.
first off, why doesn't she have a beard? Because they made a joke to that.
Which
All
is kind of
that,
true. It's not as in depth of a beard as the men have, but they still have beards.
yeah, which they
At
made a
least mutton
joke.
chops.
They made a joke in was it there was another, no, there wasn't. I'm thinking of something else. Am I? Another movie with,
Probably.
no, I am. Yeah. I think, I don't know. It's been a while since I've seen The Hobbit.
In The Hobbit, you really don't see any of the women dwarves. Not even gonna lie about that one.
No. Yeah, that's what I was trying to remember if you did, but I don't think you do.
No, you don't.
And I know the only dwarves you see in Lord of the Rings is the one in the Fellowship, and that's it. But yeah, no, they made a joke about female dwarves, um, saying it's sometimes when you get drunk, it's hard to tell the
Hmm.
difference because they all have beards. I'm pretty sure. Like I said, it's been a while since I've watched the movies or read the book, so I
You're
could be
about to watch
wrong.
them again.
I am.
I need to watch them again. I got HBO Max free with my internet, so I
Yeah.
need to go watch the extended cuts before
It's
the
a
show
it's a
ruins
good watch.
that lore. Oh yeah,
Yeah, which I'm excited to see. I don't remember any of these characters' names though. The elf queen. I'm excited to see her because
Galadriel.
I think so. I don't know. I can pull up their names, but it
You talking about the lady that turns all evil when Frodo offers her the ring?
yes, that one.
Yeah, Galadriel.
Okay.
She's not a
Yeah, I
warrior,
mean,
but they make her a
well,
warrior in this.
yeah, because elves, yes, they can all fight, but they're not. They don't really. They're specialized with bows. I don't know why she would just be carrying around a
She was,
sword.
if I remember correctly, she was more of a sorceress or a
Mm-hmm.
forethought, kind of like Gandalf. Now Gandalf always didn't go into the fights, but he did when he was needed.
Yes,
Galadriel
and
seems to be charging forth,
yeah,
which
which
doesn't seem necessary.
seems odd, but I don't think they ever really delved into her backstory all that much. I'm not for
In the
certain
books, I
on this.
believe, in the books, I
I
believe they
believe they did,
tend
but
to say that she didn't,
I don't
and that
remember
she never really,
specifically.
it's
I
never
would
really
have to
said that
go
she
back
did.
and look. Yeah, I would have to go back and look at
I
that.
could send you,
Um,
some of the people that I've seen like talk about this stuff, and it's way
yeah.
out of my depth, but I can send you some of their vids because
Um,
they're very
but
much in depth with this, and are like, this is very much against Tolkien, just from what they've seen in the
yeah,
trailer. So,
because I mean the reason she acted so aggressive towards Frodo when he offered her the ring was because she already has one of the rings of power.
and
If
all
she
that
has that one,
temptation for power would have driven
exactly,
her crazy, which is what
exactly,
she ended up
which is
saying. No, that
exactly.
forethought with that ring helped. So,
Mm-hmm.
and
So
then
I
even
mean,
Frodo falls tempted
I
to the
think
power. The only one that doesn't is Sam. That's because he hasn't really had that much time with the ring.
exactly, which is why hobbits are the only ones that can hold the ring because they don't go out seeking power. They're extremely pure and honest beings.
And even then, it took Frodo basically a whole trip to get full
It
of
took him
power.
it I believe the time span is pretty much a year or
Yeah.
roughly a year to become slightly corrupt. So, I mean, I think it's an interesting premise.
It took
If
Bilbo,
if
what, like
they
hundreds of years to get completely corrupted? And even then, he was still able to let it go in
well,
the
I
end,
think it's the more you use the power, the
the more corrupted he got.
faster it corrupts you. Yes,
Hence why Smeagol was really, really corrupted, even though he's kind
precisely.
of a descendant of a hobbit.
No, he was originally a hobbit.
I don't remember if he's a
Um,
hobbit or a descendant of a hobbit,
I think
like
he's
before
from
what
one of
hobbits
the
become.
other. Yeah, I think he's one of the other races of hobbits because I think there's four different hobbit clans,
Mhm.
and I think he was one of them. But that's beside the point.
Yeah,
I think I think it's an interesting premise if they did it well and respected Tolkien's world that he built very in detail.
and then later
And
was
they
put
if
into
they
works by
don't,
his son.
if they don't respect it, nobody's gonna watch it. They're going people are gonna watch the first two episodes and no one else is gonna watch it after that if it disrespects anything.
Heck, I'll definitely
Because
watch it to trash it if you want to.
it, yeah,
Because
because this isn't the Lord of the Rings is one of the most inspiring stories and world building out there from books. You have, yes, Star Wars and Star Trek, but they
and that
weren't.
really translated well into the movies just because of how
Yeah,
detailed the movies were in everything in the lore
exactly.
and how they brought essentially the movie into the book into
Lord
the
of the
world.
Rings, Lord of the Rings inspired a different form of writing, of world building. It was very meticulous, very methodical, went about, created his own language and has a dictionary of how to speak that language at the end of the book so you can understand what they're saying. A brilliant, brilliant mind to write a masterpiece. And if they do anything to disrespect it, the whole fan base is going to lose their mind over a disastrous
a lot of
film
the fan base,
after.
yeah.
I mean, I'm sure they already are, but knowing them, they'll probably give it a chance because all we've
No,
seen is a minute long. They
I don't know
might.
if they're going to, because
It
of the way that
depends.
Hollywood's done the Star Trek, the Star Wars,
It's
and all the other previous ones
fair.
where
They
they
might
were
not
all
want to start.
world building and they
Mhm.
all just crushed each world that they touched. I don't really know that they're going to give them that
That is
chance. They'll be
fair.
like, all right,
That is
we'll
fair.
see what you
I would
got, but we're
understand
not
that.
going to be held. We are going to tear this thing apart. And Lord of the Rings
Yeah.
fans are way more diehard than you would ever think, too.
People think Trekkies or Star Wars fans are, and it's not. It's Lord of the
No.
Rings fans.
Yeah,
That
Chronicles of
Lord
Narnia
the
ain't
Rings
touching this.
inspired. Exactly, Lord of the Rings inspired a lot of like the D&D. They inspired the medieval like I can't think of what it's called off the top of my head. And not really Comic Cons, but that I can't think of what it is, like role playing aspect of everything, because it was just a very well put together world that people wanted to live in with knights, magic, elves, dwarves. If they don't do this properly and it's a complete bust, no one's going to watch anything else that they would plan to put out for Lord of the Rings. Not even
Yeah.
then in the sense, I don't see why they would need to put anything else out. The idea of seeing the rings of power being crafted and handed out to the people and how the people were chosen to possess the rings, I think it's interesting, but I think it's unnecessary because then you try to get into too involved in there's too much that can go wrong with this TV show. They could destroy the original script by changing outcomes of it.
It seems like they already have, just from some little bits that people have broken down and been like, well, this is inaccurate, this is inaccurate, this is inaccurate. And they're just going based off the books. And it's just like, that's a good point. So what makes you think that they're actually going to be accurate when the show comes out?
I do have a question because elves are supposed to be, how it was written, extremely fair-skinned people.
Well, so were dwarves. They lived in a mountain and didn't see sunlight forever.
I mean, that's also a fair point. So would you say that a black one is like an albino?
That's a good point.
Mark?
Yeah.
So could it be possible, but it's extremely rare, just like an albino? That's all.
I don't know. That's
if they play it off as this elf's an outcast, because
no, they're going to play it off as this elf is oppressed and has to pay, has been a slave for a while, needs to.
I mean that's also highly possible. But if they give the reason that it's because they're albino, they are like a mutation in their. They're not. But
for a fact they're not.
I think that's the only way they can do that, or have them in there, and respect Tolkien's work. Is say that like it's some sort of mutation.
That's giving them the benefit of the doubt they're going to respect. Yeah, but that's giving them the benefit of the doubt they're going to respect it.
But I mean, it's just an option that I would think it would still probably disappoint fans, but it would be one of those things of, well, that could make sense.
Yeah, but do you really think they're going to do that though?
Probably not. But I try to look at for this small sliver of hope.
Yeah, and then I'm like, Zach, you need to get out of the clouds and come back down to earth.
Well, yeah, the thing is, if I can think of this, then why can't they?
Because they're creatively bankrupt and they don't care. They just want their message out there.
Fair.
And they'll use whatever labeling they got to do it, like Star Wars, Star Trek. They'll use whatever already constructed fan base to get to whatever they want to go and get to. Like, good thing is Young Justice. I just watched season 4. Hate it. It's bad. It's really bad. It's very much like,
And
you can tell
apparently
it's
they're
this.
doing a season 5.
I have no doubt that they will. It's bad. It's horrible. There's a lot of characters they race
That
change.
doesn't
They
make
race
any
change.
sense to me.
I'm trying to think of
Why?
all the people that they race change. They race change Phantom Stranger. They race change. What's her face? They race change High Mother, which High Mother should be dead. They make Orion autistic. You think I'm kidding? I'm not. They make Orion autistic and claustrophobic.
That's funny.
It's
If
bad.
anything, it's funny.
It's funny how stupid it is. They race changed General Zod, which isn't something new. They did it in Krypton, in the Krypton show anyway. So, but they race changed General Zod, and by proxy, they race changed his son Lord Zod. Mr. Miracle is going to be race changed because the High Mother is actually,
since they're all clones.
Who?
Like with General Zod, that doesn't make sense since they're all clones, or test
No, they're all-
children.
Are you talking about in the Krypton show?
I mean, no, just in general.
Oh yeah,
Like
because
the-
I don't remember if that's comic book accurate that they no longer had natural births or not. I know that is in
Okay.
in the movie Man of Steel.
Man of Steel, yeah.
So, but I don't know how
never
comic
was
book. I don't
really a
know.
Superman fan, so I don't know enough about the lore. of
I don't believe that's
Krypton.
comic book accurate. I know it is in some shows that they are
Okay.
test tube kids. However, from what I've seen, they still have live births. From what I've seen, so
Okay.
at least from what most of the respectful lore I have seen, that's the best way to put that.
Fair.
Mr. Miracle is going to be mixed whenever they do bring him in because they've already established that his mother is black. I've read the New Gods. I read the New Gods book by Jack Kirby, and now I hate Forager. I didn't mind Forager. I thought he was annoying, but I didn't mind him. I hate him now just because he's supposed to be a new god who was forgotten about and was actually placed with the bugs. It's and the bugs end up following Mantis, and Forager ends up finding Orion. It's a good story. It's a good read. Go read Jack Kirby. Don't take my word for it, but my goodness, it is so atrociously bad at how they treated Forager in the show. So they completely retconned. They completely retconned. I told you about this. They completely retconned Martian Manhunter's backstory by essentially him no longer being the last Martian or last Green Martian. He just came to Earth for no good reason. Like, it doesn't explain why he came to Earth. He just came to Earth. It doesn't make any sense.
Which doesn't make sense because the whole purpose
If you're gonna
is
change,
fled. I mean, I'm pretty sure
if you're gonna make
I
that
think
drastic
they
of
mentioned it in like season 1 or season 2 that he fled his planet to look for help to go save his planet. I think that's what they said in season 1 or season 2.
I have no idea. I have to go relook at that. But
then you bring in the white ones, the white Martians, and
yeah,
the
and then they
slaves
make
to the green ones, and I was like, what?
Yeah.
Why are
that doesn't
when
make
have
any
you
sense.
ever
Usually
heard
it's
of a
the other
white
way
Martian?
around where the white Martians are fighting the green Martians, and then usually what the case is, either the white Martians are fighting the green Martians and then a third party comes in and takes over and destroys Mars, or the white Martians kind of destroy the green Martians and the white Martians die out, leaving only like a few white Martians left and that's usually what ends up happening. So if I remember that story correctly.
Know. I honestly don't know.
Because I think that's the way that it went down with.
My favorite line is still Batman saying, I need a extremely rare rock to take down the one
Oh yeah, with the New
Kryptonian.
Frontier movie.
But I only need 25 cents to buy a boxes of matches.
For you only need 5 cents to go buy a box of matches. That's such. I watched that movie. Oh my goodness, I like that Martian Manhunter so bad.
Oh,
That's like if I
yes,
needed a Martian Manhunter movie, that's the one I want. And that's why I'm just like
100%.
that. I think that's why I'm most critical on the Zack Snyder one that they did for Martian Manhunter. Was just like that's not Martian Manhunter.
Martian
That didn't seem
Manhunter
like Martian Manhunter
does
at
not
all.
show himself at all, really.
You
Um,
would you would think he would
he
have.
he remains hidden, and even when he introduces himself, he's still in human form. He doesn't go to someone in his Martian form because
Yeah, I
that's
know.
not really how he is. He's hiding. The whole
Yeah,
purpose of Martian Manhunter is he's hiding so that he doesn't get found out.
yeah, because he
Which
also doesn't know
for the
where his enemy
Justice,
is either.
yeah, for the what is it? Not the Justice League. What was the animated Justice League movie? Was it just called Justice League?
Are you talking about the New Frontier? Are you
No,
talking about where? No,
no, the one where they're fighting Brainiac,
themselves.
I think.
Oh, Brainiac.
Yeah.
I don't remember that one. Brainiac attacks. No, that's a Superman
I
movie.
no. I just watched this movie yesterday, I think.
Oh shoot. I have no idea. I don't remember what it is. Yeah, and another thing that they do is they go off of the feelings of stuff that most comic book people should know. However, if you're gonna pander to some comic book character, to comic book knowledge in for some people in this show, why abuse it in other places like with Halo being so messed up, with Cyborg not even getting like his father to like build him the parts for him. Instead, you had it like with a mother box or father box as it was in this show. It's just
No, it was
it's
just
bad.
the Justice League, the just old Justice League animation TV show, and they had a movie, and
Oh yeah,
that's
yeah,
what
yeah,
introduced Martian Manhunter. That's what it was.
yeah, yeah. Okay. No, that wasn't Brainiac in there. It was like the
No,
Imperial X or something like that.
I don't. It's been a
It's the white.
while.
It's
I
those
remember.
white gooey little creatures that could
That's
like
right.
transform into
Yeah,
other
yeah. That's right.
beings.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, it's just it's so it's messed up, and it comes down. And from what I've gathered, it comes down to three things: story takes a backseat to the wokeness, and when the story does come to the front, you don't care,
Yeah.
essentially, and
Which
that's atrociously bad. The characters don't act like themselves or like you once knew them. They act like completely different, completely bad. it's it's not that good. Another thing that's crappy is the animation, and you really get to see it when they do the flashbacks. Because when they do the flashbacks to like previous seasons, it looks way better, looks way cleaner. And then they go back to this newer animation, and it looks so dry. It's so
I can
bad.
understand that. I've seen that in so many shows. Um,
And it's just
but
like,
with
oh
that
my
being
gosh,
said,
no
I do
wonder it
have a
came out.
question.
No wonder it came out on HBO Max. It's just like
Fair.
it's
I do have a question. Have you seen the new game Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League?
no, I have
So
not.
apparently they have a game, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. I saw this the other day. I watched a video of someone doing like a review over it, and I'm like, what he said was, this is just, if a mother sees this on the Christmas list, they're gonna be worried for their children. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League or Kill Justice. They're like, what is wrong with my child? They want
Yeah,
suicide and they want to kill justice. What is wrong with society?
yeah.
Um, and I will say
From what I've
none
seen
of it
of
makes
it,
sense. The
it doesn't.
bosses, I think have the potential to be really cool because the bosses are like the Flash, Wonder Woman, Superman, and
Yeah, just the Justice League.
Green Lantern. I think it's just those four.
Wonder Woman,
And I'm like,
Superman, Flash, and Green Lantern.
yeah. And I'm like,
Not even
first off,
Batman, Aquaman, none of those
no,
like big
I
heavy
don't,
duty kind
I
of
don't,
guys. Just those
no,
guys are the
I don't
doesn't
think,
make any.
at least in the trailer, they haven't shown anyone else besides those four. And
You know how
first off,
cool that would be? Captain Atom, Firestorm,
well,
all
it's not
these
just
other
that.
different
It's not just
interesting
that. First
characters.
off,
Blue Devil.
How can you have Kill the Justice League without Batman? Because Batman is one of the cornerstones of the Justice League. So if he's not in there as a boss, none of it makes sense.
I also don't realize how Captain Boomerang can run fast.
I mean, yes, but that's the point. How can Captain Boomerang, Harley Quinn, Deadshot, all those villains kill
King Shark would
the
have the best
Justice League?
chance. King Shark would have the best chance.
First off, you have the fastest man alive, Barry Allen. If he wants to kill you, he can do it in seconds. There's no way in stopping him. You have Wonder Woman, who's just a monster in and of itself. If it's hand-to-hand combat, you've lost. And most of them are hand-to-hand combat. If you have long range, she can just deflect it with her bracelets.
Yeah, the only one that really I've seen actually defeat her would be Deathstroke, and that's in the Injustice.
I mean, yeah.
The Injustice game, mainly because he's like, I know all the tactics of the Amazons. It's an old, outdated system. It's very simple how to defeat you. So it's just like,
I mean, yeah,
that you could see that.
Only one with potential. Then you have,
but he's not in the game. So
no, you have Green Lantern, which can create anything from his mind. His whole weapon is his imagination.
Which one?
I think it's the original.
Hal Jordan?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I was about to say, if it's Jessica Cruz, you got a shot. All you got to do is make her afraid.
No, it's Hal Jordan. It's Hal Jordan. I'm pretty sure. All I know is it's a guy, so I'm 95% sure it's.
It might be Jon Stewart. Just because that's the one they're mainly pushing.
But the thing is, how can you beat someone whose weapon is their imagination? You never know what they're thinking.
Well, to be fair, it's going to be Brainiac controlling them, so it's not going to be them.
I mean, that's possible. Then you have Superman. Superman wants to kill you. He can do it in 100 different ways.
Oh, yeah.
You can't shoot him. You can't do physical attacks. The only thing you can get is kryptonite. And
even then, that's supposed to be rare. Now, granted, they've kind of made it almost impossible to be rare.
Exactly. Lex Luthor's nowhere to be seen. He's not part of the Suicide Squad. So there's no way to get an endless supply of this mineral.
It would make sense if Metallo was one of the people, because he's the only one that really actually needs kryptonite in order to keep on living. However, kryptonite is only like kryptonite is essentially just the remains of his home planet, and that's the only thing that actually defeats him. Now, you would think with him having traveled so far to get to Earth, it wouldn't be that easy to find that kind of stuff.
Pretty much all that I'm sure was on there was like
all the stuff that came with his ship.
Exactly.
And that wouldn't have been enough. That wouldn't have honestly been a lot, or at least enough to where what they're making it out to be.
Unless you can find out a way to grow kryptonite, like enhance its growth speed to make more.
Yeah, well, I don't know if you could, because it would have to be a specific. Well, the thing would be, it would have to have the specific. Not only would it have to be a specific molecular structure, but it also have to be a specific radiation, because you would need red sun radiation in order to make it susceptible to Superman.
The only one with the possibility to do that is Lex Luthor's or Brain. He's the most informed on the Son of Krypton.
Yeah, well, the only other one that really could do that was actually Captain Atom, and even then he could only really do
Captain
red sun radiation. He really can't make kryptonite. The only thing he can really make is red sun radiation, as kryptonite is remnants of his. That's the one thing I don't think people understand. It's not an element; it's the remnants of his homeworld. It's not the remnant Krypton. It's
which falls to the place of.
And that's the one thing I don't really like when they do.
The Kryptonians, when they were on their own planet, were so weak, because they were being weakened by their own planet.
No, it was more so the red sun radiation. They weren't.
Fair.
It wasn't the. It was. It's more so. It's more so like giving a solar calculator just enough sliver of light to be able to work just enough, and then opening up your palm of your hand and then letting it get in all those rays. So essentially, they're more like plants than you would think. Essentially, like it's like a plant, and you got a sliver of light coming through the door, and the plant is just barely growing. And then you open up the door, and the plant grows way more than it was earlier. That's the kind of thing that it's going through. Just enough to get by. And yeah, I don't, it's, so yeah, that's all I got. That's all I got on, I guess that, because I didn't know they were actually, like, I didn't know when that was coming out. So
I don't know when it's coming out either.
Nope, is that tone 3?
But yeah, I just saw the trailer for it. I think they did the Flash well.
I
the
haven't seen
little
any
bit
more than
we've
the,
seen.
I haven't seen any more than the teaser, which only had you seeing Superman kill that helicopter pilot, and then Captain Boomerang going, "Who we gotta kill?" And then them all pointing at Superman, and him going off, and then cursing.
Well,
And the only thing that I could say is at least they did King Shark really well, because he's not an idiot in this. He's actually
I
a
would say-
smart guy,
yeah,
which
I would say
I'm
look up
which I'm all good with. However, I don't like how
trailer.
they keep on race changing Deadshot. It just doesn't make any sense.
Fair. I would say look up the trailer to the game. They did Barry Allen really good as a jokester. Deadshot goes to shoot him. He disappears from his line of sight. Goes up behind him, and he's like, "So, did you get him?" Turns around.
That's good.
Turns around, goes to shoot him again. Harley Quinn goes to shoot him. He dodges. He's like, "Come on, guys. At this rate, you should just mail me the bullet."
We're hunting flashes. That'd have been funny.
They're like,
Be very
Like,
quiet.
it
We're
would-
hunting flashes. That'd be funny. Having him do that whole, because they already did that kind of thing. Did you get him? That's a very Looney Tunes-esque thing. Why
no,
enjoy
he was
what?
Laughing. He was laughing at the joke of mail me. It would be faster just to mail me the bullet.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
So I mean, they've done the personality of
Yeah.
Barry Allen well. So
Yeah. However,
I think
that's the
we-
thing, though. It wouldn't.
Oh, yeah, fast been alive, but it's still be 3 seconds.
That's the thing, though. It's interesting in how, like, it wouldn't always be the Flash, because it's still the Flash being controlled by Brainiac. So
I mean, yeah, but
it's different than
I
him
don't know.
completely turning evil, which is what they make it seem like it is. But at least they got. I'm grateful that they did that, but it's also like he should be very, very
Like
robotic
subconscious.
and not even be doing
well,
that.
the thing
Really,
is, the thing is, his processing speed is so fast. Can Brainiac keep up with it?
that's the thing, though. I don't think it can. But Brainiac is a
So-
supercomputer, a living
Yeah,
supercomputer, essentially. So I don't know. That'd be something he could very easily break out of at some point, just because of how fast his brain works and how far away from Brainiac, depending on the chip it is. Because I don't know how far Brainiac's bandwidth is. Because essentially, I know, at least in the Legion of Superheroes TV show, Brainiac had to go back to the hive mind and get restarted, and then go. At least that's what they did for Brainiac 5. So I don't know. I don't know how far his bandwidth is, but
Yeah.
depending on how
I
far
don't
Flash
know
can
any
get,
for
the
that.
weaker and easier it'll be for Flash to get out of it. So,
Yeah,
but
he's
that's
the
got to
only
be
one with the
stinking.
potential.
That's got to be stinking fast for him to even do that. So he's got to be thinking way further ahead of the Flash in order to be able to get out of that. So that'd be definitely a problem that would be interesting depending on the writer. However, I
mean,
don't
you
think
have
they
that,
I don't think
the
they put
one
this much
scene
thought into it.
between they have one scene, I forget what TV show it is, where the Flash fights Sinestro, and Sinestro can keep up with him to an extent. And he's like, "You might be fast, but you can't think fast enough to fight me." So
That might be the Justice League TV show,
I think it is.
because
But-
that's about the only time I can remember him actually fighting Sinestro and it being memorable to remember.
Yeah. So I don't really know. I mean, it's possible, but he's the only one who can potentially break out of the mind control.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say yeah to that.
I mean, the thing is with Hal Jordan,
Hal Jordan wouldn't, just because of he's a Green
yeah,
Lantern.
but what's
It might
confusing
send
to
out a
me
distress to
is
his ring. His ring might
exactly.
send out a distress, especially when he goes to kill people, which isn't necessarily the Green Lantern way.
Exactly. That's
So
where
it's
I'm
just
kind of
because
in the
they're supposed to
boat
be
of
guardians and they kind of
if
had a
he,
failsafe ever since the Manhunter thing went on. So they're kind of like,
yeah. So if he does try to do anything, wouldn't he just lose his power?
I don't know. He might, if anything, he would probably either get pulled back into Oa or they transport him from Earth to Oa as quick as they could
I
and
mean,
get the
and if
fix
that's the
from
case,
him there.
if that exactly, if that's the
And
case,
by
then they
then
would
they'd be so
take
far away
out the
from
chip.
Brainiac, then there would be no way for him to actually be able to control him anymore. So they could
They
easily
would
just
take out the
go in,
chip
take
and
out the
then
chip, and send him back. Send him
send
back with
him
John
back.
Stewart, Guy Gardner, Kyle Rayner, and then
I was
Kilowog.
I was gonna just say Kilowog because that's all you need.
I mean, that's all you need, but why not add more? It's Brainiac.
I mean,
Because
fair.
I mean, I don't know how many civilizations he would still have. So they would he would still have up in his ship. So they
Fair.
would probably still need to go
Fair.
get those anyway.
Fair.
So
I'm sure they would send others. They would
the
probably
deadliest
call
one
in
would
like
the
in support
deadliest
from
one
the
to
other lanterns as well,
yeah,
since it's Brainiac.
yeah, true. The deadliest one might be Plastic Man if they were to ever do him. Plastic Man, Firestorm, and Captain Atom would probably be some of the deadliest besides Superman. Just because of Captain Atom and Firestorm having atomic sort of level powers and can rewrite molecular stuff.
I mean,
And Plastic Man can essentially
it would
rewrite
be
his own molecular structure.
it
So
would be
it would
yeah,
be
it would
difficult.
be that.
And on top of
You
that,
also
elongated man, because he's got the same powers as Plastic Man.
I
So
mean
I mean, it's
you
just
I mean you also have that. You also can do like Raven or like Starfire.
yeah, but I think they're trying not to go overkill. However, why'd you pick some of the weakest people to be on the Suicide Squad for
That
this
is
mission?
that is
Like
that is the biggest problem.
Reverse Flash, and probably Deathstroke and Reverse Flash definitely would have been two of my top picks for that.
Well, they're choosing the people who they chose for the movies. And I'm like, I get that.
Yeah.
But there's no way any of them can defeat anyone from the Justice
No.
League. The only one with a shot is Deadshot.
I
Deadshot
would I
or
would I would say King Shark. King Shark would have
King
the best
Shark.
shot, in my
I
opinion,
mean,
just because of
yeah,
his
and then
strength.
Deadshot,
And
and that's it.
well, that and in this, they seem to actually make King Shark smart enough to be able to do the things that he used to do. So it's just like, okay, that's the only one I could really see. Deadshot might last long enough. Deadshot would probably last as long as King Shark, but he'd probably be just about as effective as Harley Quinn and Captain Boomerang,
Yeah.
to be honest.
100%.
So I don't know.
I don't know why they chose this ragtag team
Well,
to
besides the whole thing about movies
yeah, besides
and
the whole
stuff.
thing about movies, it's near impossible for any of them to
Yeah.
stand a chance against anyone on the Justice League by themselves.
Yeah. I don't know, but this might seem weird. I don't really care for Harley Quinn that much. Not anymore, anyway.
Fair.
I liked her when she was a villain. Now, not so much.
Well, that's because they've tried to make her a good character, and it's just not.
No, she was a good character as a villain because the way that they wrote her was she was essentially stuck in this loop of liking the Joker, getting aggravated with the Joker, and then falling back in love with him, even though she knew it was unhealthy of her to do so. And that was interesting because she was stuck in this pattern with the Joker, and that actually made her interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So,
which have you seen the video of Joker asking who's the funniest person alive, and someone saying Harley Quinn, and
I don't know. I have not.
He laughs and he says, "What are you talking about? Women aren't funny."
That'd be
then
funny.
Shoots them.
That'd be funny. I have not seen that, but that's hilarious. I'd get behind that Joker.
I saw that the other day. I don't even know what it was from, where it was, if it was like a fan made thing. Whatever it was hilarious.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
like,
funny.
That's definitely Joker.
Oh yeah, that's definitely Joker. Um, did you watch that trailer I sent you about the Super Sons movie? Yeah.
I haven't looked at it yet.
All right. Well, I'll watch it whenever you get a chance. But essentially, it's just Superboy, Superman's son, Robin, Batman's son, and they're both having to fight the whole. I think they're having to fight a lot of the Justice League members because Starro has taken over. That's from what the trailer seems. And so far, it looked actually interesting and not woke, which was always a plus. But it actually looked like an interesting concept for the two, considering that that was about one of the only few good things that it was one of the good things that Rebirth had done was Superboy and Robin.
Superboy and Damian Wayne Robin?
Yeah, this is Superboy Jonathan Kent. Like
Wayne.
Yeah, and Damian Wayne. This is Jonathan Kent before he goes completely gay in the new 52 bullcrap. So this is when he's still a straight kid. So
which makes no sense because he's from Kansas.
Yeah. They would have beaten the gay right out of
him. I'm trying to think of another joke, but I just can't.
Why? Are you talking?
I was gonna make a Kansas joke, but I can't think of a Kansas joke right now.
Well, I got nothing. So yeah, I just want to see what you thought about that. So
yeah, I'm gonna definitely take a look at it and probably watch it or some of it when it comes out.
It'll come out, I think, in the fall of this year. So, but other than that, I don't know much else other than that. And from what I've seen, it seems all right. Doesn't seem horrible. Doesn't seem
has the potential.
Has the potential, most definitely. Doesn't seem like it's going to be horrible, but also this is the trailer. They're also showing us the good stuff.
Fair. Well, it doesn't even matter because they've shown us the good stuff in other things, and it was just the bad stuff.
Yeah, like
but that was the whole movie, so you know.
Yeah. So you haven't seen Thor Love and Thunder yet, have you?
I have not. I was thinking about watching it sometime, maybe tomorrow.
I'll probably watch it. I don't know when I'm going to watch it. I'll probably watch it sometime. I might try watching it sometime later this week.
Yeah, I've heard that it's really, really good. And then I've heard from some people it's better. It's the best movie they've released so far in phase 4. But
that doesn't give me hope. That doesn't give me hope.
So I'm not really sure. I've heard
from what I've heard from people,
and I've heard it's the best phase 4 movie so far.
That doesn't give me hope because all the phase 4 movies have been trash, except for No Way Home.
I mean, that was because of cameos. So does it really count? I mean, that's the whole
Spider-Man No Way Home?
Yes.
It wasn't good because of cameos.
Yeah, in my opinion, it was like the cameos is the driving force of why it was so well received.
Okay.
The plot was okay.
I thought the plot was good. I thought the plot was really good, considering that it actually gave Spider-Man a point.
It gave Tom Holland Spider-Man.
It gave Tom Holland Spider-Man a point. And you actually felt for the character for the first time ever since
Well, it made him feel as if he was Spider-Man, especially during the fight with Doctor Strange. I was like, okay, that seems like a Peter Parker mindset.
Didn't seem much like a Doctor Strange mindset, but it sounded like a Peter Parker mindset.
Which was blowing my mind, but that was a good Peter Parker mindset, which we haven't seen for the first 2 movies.
Yeah. It actually felt like Peter Parker, and especially after that whole Aunt May dying thing, it really did. You really felt for Peter Parker, even though Uncle Ben should have been the driving force for this Peter Parker Spider-Man. I still feel like that's dumb and stupid.
Especially with the fact of
the whole reason why she is his Aunt May is because of Ben Parker. Because Ben is Ben is Pete's uncle. with his
Which
because
makes no
he's his
sense,
brother.
because
He's his dad's
wouldn't
brother.
she have just been buried next to
You would think so.
Uncle Ben, but she wasn't, so Uncle Ben just doesn't exist? Question mark. Which makes
I have
no
no
sense.
idea.
Then how is he related to her? And
I don't know.
That's the biggest problem.
It
I have
doesn't.
with the
It
movie.
doesn't make any sense. And that's the one part I don't like about this is that they basically annexed Uncle Ben,
Mhm.
and they really have given us no answer as to Uncle Ben. Now, if you wanted to say Uncle Ben did exist here, that's fine, but you never explained any of that. That never is brought up in the movies, and the only thing that we've actually gotten from it is the what if. And I don't know. You've already kind of screwed over the what ifs anyway, just because of the way that there was that in the Doctor Strange 2 Multiverse of Madness, even though you're muted.
I was something happened and I muted right before it happened, so I saved lives.
Okay, that's good. So essentially in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, you find out that him and Christine were never going to work out, even though that was the driving force in one of the what ifs for Doctor Strange to go full nuke the world in order to save Christine, which kind of makes that redundant. And it wasn't just
does,
that Doctor
but-
Strange.
but the
Doctor
thing is,
Strange,
they
it
make
goes out of its way to say that no Doctor Strange would have ever gotten with Christine. It essentially just belittles the character on every aspect of.
I mean, the thing is, if they do it as what it has been done in the comic books, which the woman at the end becomes his wife and partner.
Yeah, and I get that. But
But the
it's
thing
just
is,
weird the way
I
they did
don't-
it.
Yeah, I
And-
don't know
and-
if they're going to do that,
Yeah,
or if they're just going to play off the thing of, oh, in the new comic books, she's the next Sorcerer Supreme.
I don't know. They'll probably do that at some point.
Kill off Doctor Strange in the next movie and have her.
That'll probably happen in Doctor
Sorcerer
Strange 3.
Supreme.
That'll probably happen in Doctor Strange 3. So
I wouldn't be surprised with how these Marvel movies have been turning out, with just killing off the heroes from phase 1 through 3 and
Yeah.
replacing them with female variants.
yeah, I can't wait for She-Hulk.
Oh, shoot, I didn't even think of that one.
It doesn't look like it's anything like the
Can we
comic
just
book.
have Purple Hulk or Red Hulk? Any of the other Hulks?
There actually is a Purple Hulk. Dexter's Laboratory. I'm watching that, and there's these Justice Friends. One is called Major Force. One is called, which is a nod to Captain America, it seems, / Superman. One is named Halen or whatever, and he is an obvious reference to Thor. There's this third character named Kronk or something, and it's essentially just a purple Hulk.
I haven't seen that show in so long.
And so I'm
But
like,
I
there's
do-
technically a purple Hulk. It's just not canon.
Yeah.
So there's
I
technically a
mean,
purple one.
I'm like, I would be okay with you bringing in any other Hulk.
Like, I would like for them to actually bring in Richard. What's his name? Richard Jones. Rick Jones, I think is his name. Who ends up becoming A-Bomb.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He ends
yeah.
he's so, and he's also Captain Marvel in one thing where it's like, oh man, it's like I think he started off being like helping like Captain Marvel, like the whole Shazam kind of deal,
Mhm.
where like Shazam was stuck in this thing, and however he was able to bond with Rick Jones, so that whenever they would switch places, and Captain Marvel would switch back, but he was still like in that prison. It was interesting, and it was an obvious nod to the Captain Marvel from DC. So yeah, I don't know. Comics have gone down the toilet.
That's why I don't read them anymore, to be honest.
I read the old stuff. I don't read any of the new stuff.
Fair.
I did get, so this might as well be a good time to tell you anyway. So there's this guy that, you remember one of the guys I have been showing you for a while, black guy with the beard and the hat,
Yeah.
you know who I'm talking about, with the comics sometimes in the background.
Yeah,
He started his own comic book company.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I got one of his books, so I'll read it and then whenever I head down on Labor Day, I'll let you read it. We can definitely talk about it on Unrestrained, if anything. So, but yeah, no,
that sounds cool.
he definitely, I'll send the video to you of him, like what his company's about, what he's trying to do with it and all that stuff. And it's definitely going to be a good watch or a good read. So yeah, so I got his book and I'm hoping to get it sometime. I don't know. I'm hoping to get it. I think I'll get it around August, I think is what it is. So,
Okay.
so,
Yeah, let me know how
because I think he's got to like start like it actually went on sale or like it actually went like he's actually starting to sell it. Like it's been in the works and now he's actually starting to sell the books and stuff. And so like now he's actually like starting to put in orders, actually like make the books, start putting orders, and then he's going to get them out and stuff.
Production and mass produce.
Well, he's already got I think he's already got most of the artwork done. I think he's just got to get it.
Yeah.
Like he's got a limited, like from what he said, he's got a limited amount printed of one cover and he's just going to do like another cover after that printed, like show like how much they actually sold and whatever. It's very interesting. So yeah, I definitely got one and I'm like, and I'm excited about it. Oh yeah, it's called the RippaVerse. If you go to the RippaVerse.com, you can go and look at all the stuff he has. He's got comic books. He's got the starting comic book because it's the startup. It's about, I think he said it's 96 pages. And it's like the start of the whole universe. So he definitely made it 96 pages. It's like $30, I think. It's 96 pages, almost 100 pages. So it's definitely gonna be worth the read.
I can definitely see that.
I'll definitely whenever I do swing by, I'll probably swing by. At least I'll swing by Labor Day. So on Labor Day, I'll definitely swing by and be like, hey, here, you can read it for 3 days. You can read it for 3 days. That's it. Technically 2.5 days. I gotta leave on that Sunday, you know.
Holding you hostage.
Yeah. Well, you hold me hostage for Monday, I'll hold you hostage for the trip. How about that? Let's switch up. Holding each other hostage. We'll have fun doing it.
Good God.
You and me. It's like Tommy Boy. I'll gain some weight. I can be Chris Farley. You can be David Spade. Thank you for watching this episode of Galactic Reviews. Tune in next time when there's another episode of Galactic Reviews.
Or don't.
Pretty much it. Or don't. It's up to you. No, but seriously, I need to do better. Tune in next time on Galactic Reviews when we'll be watching the movie, or we'll be reviewing the movie. What's it called? Minions Rise of Gru.
I was not gonna help you at all.
The
only help
I looked at you.
Like
I looked at you through the camera and I saw in your eyes, oh, he's gonna crash and burn and then cry medic. I want to hear the words medic before I even rush in. I pulled through and you're like, nah, still not good enough. And then got out your gun and shot me with the Tommy gun a few times. I was like, okay, now I'll help you. You just wanted to watch me die. Like Johnny Cash just shot me to watch me die. That's just really, and we weren't even in Reno. All right. All right. Thank you for watching this episode of Galactic Reviews. Tune in next time when we'll be reviewing the movie Rise of Gru, and tune in after that to watch us review the movie of Zach's choice.
Question mark?
What were you gonna choose, Zach? Or not? You never know. It's a mystery. Like Wyatt's color. Is it white, pale, just vaguely beige? Who knows?
Vaguely beige? No
Yeah.
one's near vaguely beige.
Yeah, you're right. He'd be the albino of Lord of the Rings.
He'll be the albino. I'm glad that made a return.
The albino of Lord of the Rings. Full circle. It's like poetry. It rhymes. It's the circle of white. It's all white, No. It's just white in the middle. and it's just a circle, like all white with a black background, and it's just Lucky Charms going around it.
I can't be angry.
I can't unsee it now.
That's funny. That's
Yeah, I want to create that, make that my profile pic. It just boom.
you're gonna join a meeting one day and we're just gonna see that.
Dude, don't think I won't do it. I'll join a meeting. That'll be what I come in as, man.
We're gonna have to immediately record the meeting.